Time now to Ask the Expert. Here to answer your questions live on the air about a plant-based keto diet is Dr. Natasha Bhuyan. Okay, our first question is from Matt. Where do I start with getting good protein and how much do I need?
That is such a great question, Matt. So people who follow the plant-based keto diet, they're getting about 25% of their calories from plants per day. So that's, depending on your weight and everything, it's about 75 grams are coming from protein. Okay. And like we said before, it can't come from animal products. And so it comes from things like nutritional yeast, nuts and seeds. And so that's definitely one source. The other one is looking at things like tofu and tempeh. Now, the caution that I will give people is having too much soy in your diet, especially for men, it's also not a good option because soy can increase levels of estrogen. And so when it comes right down to it, if you're having a hard time getting a protein, a lot of my patients will actually take a protein supplement, like a protein powder supplement, because that's an easier way to get protein, especially on this restrictive diet.
Yeah, oh, good advice. Okay, Mary Helen says, I have type 2 diabetes and I struggle so much with my weight. Which keto is safe to start with and where can I go to get recipes for this diet?
Mary Helen, that's such a great question because keto is a great diet for people with diabetes because it's low carb. That being said, it's not right for everybody with diabetes because one of the effects of keto that we've noticed in research is if people have high cholesterol, it tends to increase their LDL levels. So I would actually talk to your doctor first to see if it's the right diet for you. Between keto or vegan keto, keto's easier because you can eat things like eggs and cheese. Vegan keto is a lot more restrictive. And in terms of recipes, you know, a lot of online recipes on Delish or Food Network, and you can also talk to a nutritionist. I would actually say talking to a nutritionist is a great way to go because they can kind of tailor recipes that are right for you.
Yeah, more niche. Yeah. All right. Stephanie from Kingman says, is a plant-based keto diet okay for someone with chronic kidney disease?
Yeah, that's a great question. So it's interesting, when people do a plant-based keto diet, what ends up happening is they actually can eat a little bit more salt in their diet because their kidneys will end up disposing of more salt. So it's fine to do, but like I say with any diet, check with your doctor and see if that's right for you, because if you end up getting a lot of processed foods by following a plant-based keto diet, then it might not be great for your kidneys. So check in with your doctor on that one. But it's an interesting question about the salt.
Okay, this is a good one from Maria from Scottsdale. If I have low blood sugar, missing carbs causes a drop in energy. What do you recommend?
Such an interesting point, Maria. Okay, if you end up having a drop in energy because you don't get enough carbs, keto is probably not the right diet for you because, again, keto is so restrictive on carbs. You have to have less than 35 to 50 grams per day. That's really not many carbs. And for some people, they could not get through the day because they just don't feel like they have enough energy. So I would say, you know, start with other options for eating. You can do plant-based, Mediterranean, lots of other options. You can talk to your doctor, but definitely it's not right for everybody.
Yeah, oh, good advice. All right, Trish from Casa Grande says, is the keto diet safe for people with high cholesterol, since it does allow for a lot of meats?
Yeah, Trish, this is such an interesting question you ask. This is a huge area of controversy in medicine because we've seen people who follow an animal keto diet will eat a lot of meats, and there's been research that show they have an increase in their cholesterol. And so a lot of doctors are saying don't actually follow that type of diet. And yet with other folks who do keto, you end up seeing some other heart healthy benefits. I think it really depends on the individual person. So I would say if you have high cholesterol or other medical conditions, talk to your doctor anytime you start a new diet just to see if it's right for you.
Okay, that was so informative and we had so many viewer questions. Natasha, thank you so very much.
Of course.
It was an excellent topic.